Hello, hi, and welcome to EmpathicFire. I am your reader, Jay. These are going to be general messages for the sign of Aries in November 2019. Hello, Aries. How are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well. All right, guys. God, it is almost over 2019. How about it? All right. Anyway, guys, right off the bat, happy Thanksgiving for those who will be celebrating here in the States later this month in November. I hope you guys have an amazing time spent with family and friends. Plenty of turkey and ham and baked potatoes, sweet potatoes, macaroni and cheese, bean casserole if your family is into that. Anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing time if you're able to celebrate. If you're going out on Black Friday, why? I would never in my life. But if you are, please be safe in everything that you do, okay? All right, Aries, let's get into it. Oh, boy. Shuffle it off camera. That's your main spread there. I will shuffle on camera now for your outcome and your overall energy. Once all the cards are out and they're lying face up on the table, that's when the reading begins. Timestamp in the description box if you want to jump ahead. Also down there is the information you need if you want to get a personal reading with me. Simply follow the steps that are laid out there for you. But if you do have any questions before you actually place an order, feel free to email me at the exact same address, okay? Remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. Do all that fun stuff YouTube allows you to do. If you find that you like my vibe, you like the message, you just want to be nosy and be up to date on all the things I do, cool. Do any and all of those things. It really helps the channel, okay? And I will announce it here at the top, and I'll remind you at the end in case you miss it. I will go live the week of Thanksgiving, probably Monday or Wednesday that week. For everybody in the collective, so I'll post more about that as the date comes up, but just to give you a heads up right now, at the beginning of the month, Jay will be live on her channel doing readings for anybody who comes into the chat for a set amount of time. I'm not going to be there all day, obviously. Anyway, guys, so please be on the lookout for that announcement as that date gets closer, okay? All right, let's get into it. Please show me Aries outcome in November 2019. Please show me Aries outcome in November 2019. Please show me. Wow, where did that go? That flew so hard. Oh, God. Is it one? Is it just one? I could have swore that was two cards. I'm looking. Wow. Okay, just one. Came like that. Bottom of the deck is the overall energy. It flew so aggressively and it felt like two fell out of my hand, but it was just one. Anyway, let's go ahead and flip what came face down. Wow, look at you. You got a lot going on, my friends. But let's double check. Let's get into the energy to be sure, okay? Please show me where Aries is in November 2019. Please show me Aries in November 2019. Please show me. Whoa, come on, one more time. Okay. Yeah, got it. Aries, coming into November, pardon me, you come in with the Knight of Wands, air sign, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, in your own suit, feeling your own vibe. Oh boy, so ready to go, ready to get up and go. Maybe some of you are actually traveling or you have certain things on your plate, especially for the month of November, a lot of holiday time, like I said, here in the States, Thanksgiving, so maybe you plan to go see relatives or people are coming to your house, so there's just a lot of movement going on. Some of you might be actually moving in the month of November because all knights, no matter who they are, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords, or Knight of Wands, they all indicate some type of movement. So there is a lot of physicality to physicality. There's a lot of dynamic energy around you. Now, deeper than traveling, deeper than possibly moving house. This is like integral. Interesting. Okay. This is, pardon me, integral to your mood. Interesting. Your mood right now. You're very much not in the mood to stay still. I feel there's like an antsiness to you. There's like ants in your pants or something. And it's like, now my legs started shaking. I'm shifting in my chair. It's like this. You can't get comfortable. Maybe you're uncomfortable where you are in terms of maybe your work, your home life, your relationship. I don't know just yet. But there's something that says, I can't be where I am right now. I have to move. I have to go and get away from what I'm already currently in. Again, could be job, could be home life, could be relationship, could be amongst friends. And your drive, your motivation, thank you. Same difference though, drive, motivation. Your drive or your motivation is yourself. You know, this night is very, for lack of a better word, egocentric. I'm not calling you an egotist. I'm not saying that you are always this way, but the quality of the Knight of Wands says, I'm interested in what I'm interested in, and anybody else's interests are secondary, basically. If he's not satisfied, I'm only saying it's a him, he, because it's a knight. It could be a female, but this person, you, Aries, if it doesn't tick your boxes, you're really not interested in it. And I'm not saying ego to mean you're being selfish or that you're being dismissive of people, but you're certainly prioritizing what you need. Yes, this is a priority of what the self needs, what I need, is how they keep saying I need. So you need, Aries. This is about, what do I need to feel comfortable? What do I need to feel satisfied? What do I need to do in order to feel successful? What do I need to do in order to be happy? You're just like, that is the forefront of your mind. I don't know how it's going to play out, but I do feel this is going to adversely affect others, because you're being so assertive about prioritizing yourself. Now, I don't know what has happened previous to this moment, Aries. I don't know if you have been putting others before yourself for a while, and now you're finally taking up your own interests and needs and putting that above everybody else. I don't know if that's like, you know, a stark wake-up call for everybody. Oh my God, Aries was so compliant like for the last 4 or 5 months, and now all of a sudden that, I don't know, but I'm getting this vibe of it's catching others off guard a little bit. But for you, that's part and parcel of what you have to do. Of course you're going to be caught off guard if you're used to me behaving another type of way, is kind of what this feels like. You're used to me saying yes to you, you're used to me saying, okay, I'll take care of it, and now I'm saying, no, you go take care of it yourself because I have to do my own thing. This is what this feels like. If this isn't, by the way, it's a general, for God's sakes, if this is not you, Aries, it could be someone else around you, it could be vice versa. It's a general reading. Please don't be so hard on like, oh, well, you said Aries. Okay, fine. Then it was your cousin who said all this shit. I don't know. But, so, it's me first. And again, just a caveat for those who are like, well, how come, I'm saying egotist and I'm saying you're ego-driven, but I'm not feeling it's selfish. Here's what it is. As an empathic person, when I ask for the energy for who I'm reading for, most times I feel what that person feels. So even if other people might say, oh, you're being self-centered, you're being conceited, you're being dismissive of other people, that might be what people say to you. How does Aries feel? Aries feels comfortable putting themselves in the driver's seat, putting themselves first on the list, and they don't feel bad about it. Whether they should, whether they will later on, whether that's a mask that they wear, I don't know. But there's a comfortability in saying, this is what I want, I'm going after it, and if anybody has something to say about it, that's their problem. This is kind of how this feels, okay? Now, what else is happening here, okay? That's interesting. Are we going over there? Okay. That's weird. Hold on. What else is happening? Please show me. Yeah, we want to go over there? Okay. Okay, thank you. We're making a jump, which when jumps happen in my reading, like sometimes I'm used to like going to the connecting cards, but to jump totally is like kind of interesting to me. So that's why I wanted to clarify. Now, your next card is the Six of Pentacles. Listen. There's obviously an issue of fairness. And I say obviously as if you have, in case you're new to tarot, the Six of Pentacles often talks about fairness, equality, equity in terms of finances, since you see pentacles there, reciprocity, and things just being fair and equal and like, even keeled, like 50-50, right? That's what we hope. But look at the layout of the pentacles above. It's not 50-50. There's 3 over the guy in yellow, there's 2 over the guy in blue, and there's 1 over the man wearing the red robe. So this is not total equality. This is careful. They keep saying deliberation, and that's not the word. Careful dividing, careful dividing of assets, maybe, in terms of pentacles. Maybe there's something going on with money, or like I said, assets. Maybe there's like an issue over contracts or business, and things are not properly divided. Things are not evenly distributed amongst everybody involved. Like I said, you've got 3 over the guy in the yellow, 2 over the one in the blue, and 1 pentacle floating over the head of the guy wearing the red robe. And he's the one shelling out. I guess we could call it as the little, they're not crumbs, but maybe they're like little pennies, you know what I mean? Like pence back in the day, right? So your situation, whatever you are, I feel you're moving away from this energy, Aries, because that's what we talked about with your Knight of Wands, right? Is this get away from. And I feel that you're getting away from something that is supposed to be, or was supposed to be balanced, was supposed to be fair, was supposed to be equal amongst all parties involved, and it simply is not that way. It simply has proven throughout time, or now that all the cards are on the table, so to speak, now everybody can see, oh, this was never fair. This was not fair from the start, or it hasn't been fair lately. It hasn't been, like I said, equal. Somebody was getting more attention, more money, more focus, more love, more care, whatever it is, and somebody got a little bit of something, and then somebody was holding back. So again, to go with the 3, they were getting everything. They were getting everything they wanted. Number 2, or the guy in blue with the 2 above his head, or her head, it's a general, right? They got some of what they wanted. And then the one in the red robe who was distributing always held something back. Now, that's 3 distinct people. This could be between you and 1 person. This could be between you and 15 people. I don't know. But there's this idea of some people in a scenario, at work, at home, wherever, in your family, that people have been given preferential treatment. Other people have been given, like I said, more money, more time, more affection, more attention, something like that, while other people had less. So really, it's feeling like dynamics in family. This could be amongst adults. This could be adults and children. This could be because of work, other people were not able to show up and contribute as much to a household, something like that. And like I said, now in the light of day, after time has passed, it feels like this is no longer a fair balance, and we have to do something about it. Now, when I say we have to do something about it, I'm speaking about really Aries has to do something about it, because I feel as though Aries is coming from a standpoint of, you're not giving me what I want, or this person didn't give me what I want, or I'm not getting what I need out of this situation in general. In general, I'm dissatisfied. I'm going to take what I need to take, my resources, my time, my affection, my money, and I need to go put it somewhere where it's useful or not prioritized, but valued. Thank you. Valued. I'm not sensing like a breakup of a family. I don't think it's that drastic where we're talking divorce or separation. It could be, because these are 2 cards of travel. I see that. And it could be. For some of you, it could be. But overall, I just feel as though after maybe a discussion, an argument, unfortunately, in some cases, after the shit really hits the fan, there's like a new precedence that's set out. And the new law or the new rules is that Aquarius, the slip of the tongue, maybe some of you are dealing with an Aquarius, Aries, the new rule says that Aries is going to do what Aries wants to do, or how Aries wants to do it, because the way Aries has been performing previous to this, it was not equal. Ooh, okay. I looked down at this, and I was like, because I wanted to move on, but they're like, look back down there. Okay, so you see how above the person with the yellow, how they've got the 3 coins, and they're actually getting the pence like poured down from the guy in red. He's like pouring pouring things from his hand to their hand, right? And then look at the scales above the guy in blue, and then look at the face or the direction that the red caped person is facing. What they want me to translate that visual as, at some point, the guy in red, or the person in red, male or female, doesn't matter, told the person in blue, the way I'm handling this situation is fair, due to the scale being above the blue person's head. This is fair, this is balanced, this is equal treatment. However, like we can see, it's not equal treatment. So somebody basically tried to bullshit another person and said, what you see, what you're experiencing, this is fairness. And then somebody says, you know what? It's not. No way. No way that this is fair because I don't feel it's fair. Probably the person in blue said that. In fewer cases, the person in yellow might have said, you know, that's not fair. I see that you're giving me more time. This could be amongst children. This could be amongst spouses or whoever, cousins. I don't know. But in small cases, it'll be the person in yellow. Like you're telling my brother or my sister that you care for them just as much, yet you come to every of my school events. You always show up to my plays. You always come to my sports activities. My brother or my sister over there, they only do one activity and you like go sometimes. It's like, it's sort of like that. Like there's a child, and this is just an example. Please like pull out what you can and apply it to your situation. This is a moment where maybe some child, a young adult, like a teenager maybe, realizes you treat me like this, but then you treat my brother or sister like that, and that's not fair. You're supposed to love us equally as your kids, but I feel you prioritize or you put me on a pedestal and my sibling is just sitting over there getting your breadcrumbs. It's like that. That could be you, Aries. You could be told that. I don't know. But there's something where people realize it's not fair and we can't live like this anymore, or this behavior is not acceptable anymore. Yeah? Interesting. Yes, that comes from an instinct. Thank you. But it's also like an intervention, it feels like. Ay, Dios mío, what is going on with your reading? You have it's heavy because remember, well, maybe you don't remember, but when I laid this out and this final card came up, you have a lot of heavy cards here. Like in terms of energy, in terms of, you know, majors versus minors, you do have an even split in your main, but even all of these majors are huge, huge. Now, yes, so the new offer, the new precedence that we set out, Ace of Cups above that Six of Pentacles situation. So, quickly, some Aries, a few of you, and it probably won't be you watching, it's someone who's cross-watching for you. This Aries, this group of Aries, a small group, small, like teeny tiny, like a handful of people, are running away from. Once it becomes known or it becomes difficult, people push back, people bite back, people are critical or giving criticisms of the relationship, family relationship, business relationship, whatever. A few Aries are like hightailing it out of there. They're like, no, you're not going to come in here and tell me what to do with my kids. Something like that. You're not going to come in here and tell me how to run my business. You know, it's like very like, oh, you want to criticize me? You think I'm doing such a terrible job? Or you think you can do better than what I'm doing? Go ahead and prove it. And like Aries steps away. Aries is like, okay, you think you can do it? You think you can do this by yourself? Or you think you can do it better than me? Prove it. And they add, in a very fiery, feisty way, just bolt out the door and leave people holding the bag, essentially. So that's a nice little side story for somebody. Well, not side story. I think that's a main part of somebody's story, but it's not main to most Aries that I'm reading for. Now, not answer, but certainly what you or other people want to present to the situation or hoping could come out of the situation, Aries, Ace of Cups. In some cases, this is an apology. In some cases, this is like trying to make amends, trying to make up for wrongdoing, trying to make up for missteps, trying to, you know, right a wrong, basically. Apologies, redemption, things like that. In other cases, it's really about that new precedence, right? That new foundation that you're going to build upon, right? Because aces are all, seedlings. You put a seed in the ground, you water it, you give it enough sunlight, and you hope it sprouts. You hope it grows into something. So that's what the aces are, a place of growth. It really feels like a certain dynamic within a larger dynamic. Thank you. Here we go. So a certain connection, a relationship, possibly between 2 or 3 people in a larger dynamic, family, friends, work, whatever, is a little fraught. It's a little tense. What's this? Friction. Thank you. It's friction. There's a little friction between you and another person, or you and maybe 2 or 3 other people, right? So there's this intention from you, from other people involved, maybe from everybody, to kind of bury the hatchet. Kind of let's put water under that bridge and start over, right? Apologetically sometimes, admitting fault, admitting that things weren't correct before, things weren't balanced before, and really coming to an agreement amongst all involved, especially those primary people that are having that fractured or friction, relationship. Let's go back. Go back? Sure, go back. It's really about, it's very tender. That's okay, thank you. This is like if I'm honest, sort of a slim chance that everybody agrees to the same thing. Aries, you might be dreaming big and thinking, oh, if I say this or they say that, then we can just, shake hands and that'll be the end of it. The other person is like, no, you're going to shake my hand. You're going to write a clause in the contract. We're going to get it documented. You're like, somebody here is like, I want to make good with you, or I want to patch this up, but, let's get it documented. Let's get it in black and white. Or I want your promise. I want other people to see and hear you tell me that you're promising to do this. Like, somebody here doesn't believe the apology, or needs more than the apology. Not only do I need to hear you, I need to see you do something that shows that you're sorry, that shows that you're remorseful, that shows that you understand how things were before and how it's just not correct to move forward in that way again. You see what I mean? So somebody is a little more hopeful, thinking all we need to do is just sit down, have a conversation, patch things up and we'll be good. Somebody else is like, okay, that conversation is great, but put it in writing, kind of thing. Show me, give me the ocular proof that the change is happening right now. Something like that. Interesting. It's a little dicey because, you're all going to have different situations. Not every Aries here in this, who would be watching this reading, or every Aries that is in this collective energy that I'm feeling, thinks it's that easy. Others are like, yeah, that's all it takes. So it's like, it's a mixed bag here. Now, oh gosh, these 3. Okay. Oh, is that it? Is that it? Okay. Yes. Cleared up. I feel, it's so funny. I feel the thing, and then I have to think of how to say what I'm feeling. So, and I'm like, yes. And then it takes me like 15 minutes to get a clear description of what I'm feeling. So what this is collectively, this feels like, for lack of a better word, like a barrier, or like a leash, or like a vest, like something is guarding your intentions or your movement or your reactions and responses, Aries. Yes. Number 1, Major Arcana, Temperance, Major Arcana for, I almost said Scorpio, Sagittarius. I'm getting all my signs mixed up today. All the S's are swapped, all the A's are swapped. Anyway, Temperance for Sagittarius. You might be dealing with the Sag, but you don't have to be. Listen. This situation, you got to get healed from it. And that sounds so cliched and it sounds so easy because I just said it. However you find healing. If you are healed through, dancing in your living room and singing at the top of your lungs and pretending that your neighbors can't see you through your window, fine. If healing to you is going to the gym, bench pressing 150 pounds, going and hitting a weight bag and running 15 miles, great. If healing to you is going to a spa, if healing to you is playing video games all day, whatever you do to heal yourself, to find balance in yourself, to calm yourself down, to clear your mind, clear your heart, come back to a central neutral space, do it. Do it. Okay? Because that's number one with temperance. Temperance needs and begs of you to be as neutral and balanced as possible, to not be affected overly by what you're thinking, and to not be affected overly by what you're feeling. You need to have an even keel between your mind and your heart, and even in your spirit, if you want to throw that one in there too. And it's an act of alchemy, right? Pouring the water between the two chalices. Oftentimes in other decks, this is obviously the Rider-Waite deck. Well, not obviously, in case you're new to it. This is the Rider-Waite deck, so this is the most traditional, or I suppose most widely used or recognized deck. But in other decks of different interpretation, what this angel pours between the chalices is fire, right? So it's this meeting of passion, fire, and emotions, water, as well as being open in your third eye. It's a whole lot. It's a balancing act. It's a juggling act. It's very tentative. How you do that, like I said, whatever your method is, be about doing it, because it's not a matter, thank you, it's not a matter of lip service for you or anybody else to say something. I'm going to change, or, oh, I understand why you're upset. I will never do it again. That's easy to say. I just said it, right? It took me, what, 3 seconds to put those words together to make a sentence, right? It takes more effort, more concentrated effort, to bring about proper healing and balance to a situation, to bring in a clear perspective that is malleable. Temperance is a malleable energy, right? It's not rigid, it's not rough, it glides into place. When it works, when you're in that energy, when you're in that vibe, glides into place. It will feel as if it didn't take any effort, even though, like I said, it will take effort, because you got to calm down first, or you got to get yourself to that central neutral space of being ready to do work. If you need to do work, hold others accountable. If you need to hold others accountable, be binding to your words. Don't give people empty promises if that's something you need to work on or heal. You see what I mean? I don't know, because again, it's a general. Some areas you're asking for this because things weren't fair to you. Other people, in other cases for Aries, you're going to be presented with that information because you weren't fair to others. You know what I mean? So find your balance, find your calm, centered place. Begin this work of alchemy. Begin this work of honoring both what you feel and what you think and what you understand from your spiritual connector, whatever you believe that is. You know, if you pray to God, if you do meditation, if you don't pray or meditate, you just believe in yourself, whatever you believe in or don't, you need to get all that on the same page, on the same wavelength. Yeah? You or other people or everybody involved. That is necessary. And like I said, these three together are kind of acting like a safety harness for you, because I think Aries is feeling kind of explosive. Not as explosive, if I'm honest, I don't feel it's like as rowdy as an Aries can get, but it's approaching that point, because Aries is to a certain extent fed up with shit, fed up with doing the most and getting nothing in return, fed up with being treated like crap, or fed up with people like having to defend themselves. Like, what do you mean I'm not fair to you and your brother? What do you mean I don't treat you both fairly? You know, it's like that. There's a certain degree, thank you. There's a certain degree to which Aries is just like, you know what? I wash my hands of it. Or if that's what you know, it's like I said, you want to get away from that Six of Pentacles situation. I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to be criticized, or I don't want to be taken for granted. I don't want to do XYZ. I think these three are coming in to tell you, hold your horses, pun intended, right? And kind of be patient with yourself and be patient with others. you know, to fix a relationship. Because again, I don't feel in most of your cases this is about a full breakup or a severing or walking away. In some of your cases it will be, because that's life, but in many of your cases this is not we're busting up, you know, we're the band is breaking up, the family is broken, the business partnership is dissolved. I don't feel that for most of your cases. Because it's not, because you can't walk away or you won't walk away, not advising you to, but it's just like that's the way it is. It doesn't make sense to persist in that without some type of clear balance, without some type of healing in yourself and in others and amongst, you know, across channels, you know? Interesting. Yeah. Now, here's the heavy hitter here. God, this one here. The High Priestess. Secondary major arcana for Cancer, because it's ruled by the moon. A lot of people also say Pisces, so if you are a reader or somebody who studies tarot, if you want to say this is also Pisces, you may do so. Man. You know already, Aries, you know deep inside of you, you already know that things haven't been as equal as you or other people have purported them to be, have argued that they are. You already know that was a lie. You know, insert the Maury meme. The lie detector proves that was a lie, okay? You already know that things have been out of whack, that things have been not feasible. Ooh, feasible. Give me that word. Or give me more, because they gave me a, ooh, go ahead. Ooh, yeah. That's a side. That's like highlighted for like a few people. So time out on the main story here. Time out on the main story. There's something going on. There's not third party per se, but there is a situation where I believe an Aries or two, maybe one or two of you, you have a primary partner, a spouse, a long-time committed partner, whatever. You're dating someone solely, but there is someone outside of the relationship that you're paying a lot of attention to, and that is not feasible. Why is it not feasible? Because you can't sustain that, saying I'm treating my partner fairly while, you know, I'm sending like all the cute little emojis to this guy down at the gym who's like oh so cute, because you know you know, it's just like, even if it's just friendly banter, even if it's just, you know, casual flirting, nothing too serious, that's not feasible because someone, your partner or you, knows it's not fair. So resuming the regular storyline, that's for like one or two of you. I don't know this. Let me go back to that real quick. I don't claim to know or understand anybody's relationship dynamic. If you're committed, then you're committed. If you're open, you're open. I don't know. But regardless of what anyone is saying in that dynamic, someone feels it's not fair. And they know it's not fair. But they maintain that it's like basically a lie. You know, you're lying to yourself or you're lying to your partner by saying, oh, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It is a fucking big deal. Handle your shit. Now, resuming the regular story. High Priestess. So, something inside of you knows that things need to be rectified or things need to be corrected. Now, you might struggle with how to correct them or how to make them right, or like I said, maybe some of you are thinking, oh, if I just apologize or if I offer to do this, then it'll just like, you know, everything will just like, you know, magically fix itself. And again, High Priestess knows that's not correct. Now, when I say High Priestess knows, I'm basically talking to your instincts or your intuition, rather. Your intuition. Your intuition knows deep down, Aries, that more needs to be done. What it is, when it will happen, who knows? If you're not into intuition and you're just kind of like, I don't even know what intuition means, or you've never felt your intuitive nudges, then this would be someone outside of you who could guide you, right? Friend, family member, best friend, counselor in some cases, and this person, they don't know the answers of your life, okay? Like the real High Priestess. The High Priestess in terms of like a spiritual, metaphysical kind of concept knows everything, but doesn't express everything. You put that into a 3D person, they have a lot of good guesses, but they don't know. So they know less than the sort of celestial presentation of the high priestess. So if this is a 3D person, again, friend, counselor, anybody in that capacity where they know your situation, they give you advice, but are they correct? Are they wrong? That you really shouldn't bank on what they tell you. You should really, again, follow your own intuition. But if you're not connected with it, your next best thing is the person who gives you good advice. And the advice I feel from both the high priestess and a person who would represent that energy here on Earth, God, it's like, here, Aries, you know yourself, right? All Aries, all people know themselves. You, from the moment you're born to the moment you die, the person you know or that you spend the most time with is yourself. There's something here that the high priestess is nudging you. You know yourself. You know yourself. You know yourself. If you know yourself, then you already know what the problem is, or you already know what the solution is. Yeah? So if you're somebody who has a history of giving false promises or giving empty promises to people, oh yeah, I'll take care of it, or yeah, I'll get right on that on Monday morning, or okay, I'll change this behavior. It's a thing, and I know I'll do it. But you know you never do it. So what's the truth of you, Aries? You fall short to empty promises. You give them out. You give them out like they're Halloween candy. You give them out like they're presents at Christmas. Here you go. Here's a false promise. Here's a false promise. Know that about yourself. I talk a good game, but I don't walk a good game, right? This is just an example. I'm not accusing anybody, by the way, but this is just an example. You spend 100% of the time on this earth with yourself above anybody else. So you have to know those core truths about you, what your capabilities are, what your downfalls are, and because you have that knowledge, or at least you should have access to that knowledge, you should be able to make clearer, more balanced decisions. If in this example of empty promises, you've never had people hold you accountable, they just like take your shit and believe it, or they just become disappointed and then you become disappointed, get a routine together. Go see a therapist, go see a counselor, go see somebody and tell them, I always say I'm going to change to my wife, to my husband, to my kids, and I mean to. My intention is to do it, but I always fall short of the mark. Can you help me? Go Google that shit. How to follow through, the power or the ability to follow through. If that's your Achilles heel, Aries, Google it. At the very least, if you're not going to get professional help, if you're not going to get in any type of spiritual or religious practice or any other type of practical thing, at least go Google it and see like what the general information is. Like, I don't know. So you have been nudged, elbowed by your instincts, or your intuitions, to go look at yourself in the mirror. Go get truthful with self. Yeah? But you haven't. Your friends tell you. Your business partner tells you. Your wife. However this is coming to you, you've been told. Go do it. Final card in your main spread. The Chariot. Now, this is, to me, not exactly, but in this reading, in this moment, this is the upgraded version of the Knight of Wands. Yeah? Both indicate movement. The Chariot, oh, by the way, major arcana for Cancer, blah, blah, blah. You could be dealing with the Cancer, blah, blah, blah. You know. You know the spiel by now. This is the upgraded version of that. Both indicate movement. Both have strong determination. Both are interested in a particular goal that is set by the driver of the chariot or the horseman on the back of the knight, right? Decisive individual action is in both. Upgraded, not only because it's a major arcana, but this person has to drive a chariot that is driven, or excuse me, that is pulled by a black sphinx and a white sphinx, meaning there's a lot more to negotiate here. Knight of Wands acts on their own, like I told you before, kind of an egotist or puts the self before anybody else, and they feel good about it. I still feel that's true. But the chariot has to consider The temperament of both of those sphinxes has to consider the weight and the balance and the motion of the chariot themselves, and has to keep their mind on their own goal. This person, the chariot, probably will be you. It feels like, like I said, a graduated or an upgraded version of this Knight of Wands. Therefore, through this and this, a little bit of that, but through these two main cards right here, Temperance and High Priestess, you will graduate to become the chariot. You still move, you still have progress going forward, Aries, but it comes from a higher perspective. It comes from a more balanced perspective. It comes from realizing I'm not in this shit by myself. You know, if you're in a relationship and your partner says, I don't like that you're flirting with that chick down at the coffee shop every morning that we walk to the subway together, you go in, you start flirting with her, that shit ticks me off. Don't do that. You're like, oh, I just naturally have what I do. Don't do that. That hurts my feelings. So then you have to negotiate the feelings of your partner and your own disposition, your own natural tendencies to be a flirt. You don't mean any harm, but because it hurts his or her feelings, your partner, it's like, oh, I got to stop this action if I want to preserve the integrity of my relationship, if I care about their feelings. Those are all choices we as individuals have to make. I feel there is a maturity or yes, no, see, they're like, I was going to be nice and like take that word out. They're like, no, maturity. There is a maturity level to the chariot that doesn't necessarily exist in the Knight of Wands. I feel you're in both energies, Aries, but I mean, you choose who you want to be or how you want to be. Yeah. That's kind of easy. Anything else with the chariot? Again, travel. So these revelations might happen while traveling, you know, over your holiday break, or visiting family, or family comes to you, and this could be like, you know, the straw that broke the camel's back, so to speak, where, you know, you get some home truths, you know, maybe a relative comes and sees you at your home, or you go see them, and you have a little sit down, you have a little chat, and they tell you, you're kind of behaving like this. Did you ever consider this about yourself? And then you take that home with you on the plane ride home, you think about it, you meditate on it, you stew on it, right? And then you get yourself into a graduated position as the chariot, making a little bit more of an, quote unquote, an adult decision or adult actions as you progress forward. Outcome for November, the Hangman. Why did I say the Hangman? What is wrong with me? The Hanged Man. Who the hell was that? The Hangman. Secondary major arcana to Pisces, as it is ruled by Neptune. That's why I don't say Pisces with the High Priestess. Anyway. So, this is willful suspension of self. This is you, Aries, stringing yourself up by your ankle, letting the blood rush to your brain, looking at the world from an upside-down perspective. You are welcoming in a different viewpoint that you've never experienced before. You are enduring experiences and situations and circumstances that you've never endured before. If you've never in your life been well, not even ever in your life, at this point in your life, going back to, let's say, the family dynamic, right, with the kids who one kid feels you're treating them a different way than their brother or sister. Like, maybe that just, like, throws you completely for a loop. I thought I was being fair to my two kids, but apparently, maybe between the two of them, they're close, and maybe the one child confided in the other, mom and dad, or Aries mom or Aries dad, whoever, doesn't treat me the way they treat you. I hate the way they do this, or I feel this way when they do that. And then that information gets back to you. That can throw you for a loop, because nothing in your heart, again, no matter what situation this is, in most cases, nothing in Aries' heart here has felt malicious. I'll say that. Nothing here has felt malicious. But to be, not accused, but certainly presented with, you haven't treated me fairly, or I don't feel as prioritized in this relationship, or I don't feel as loved or appreciated here. That can really, if you're receiving that message, Aries, that can really destabilize you in terms of how you identify yourself, how you conceive of yourself, yeah? How you perceive of your own characteristics. Your own ability to be a good mom or a good dad. Your own ability to be a good boyfriend, good girlfriend, good husband, good wife, whatever. Fabulous, above board employee. You get your little yearly review back and it says, oh, you're this and you're that. And you're like, but wait, I thought I was doing a good job. Apparently not, according to your peer review or whatever you're going through at your job or in school or something like that. So because you're getting this criticism back, even though in not many, but in a few of your cases, you're just like, fuck that, I'm out. If you receive the criticism, you take it on board, you're going to get into the hangman position. You're just going to. That is a chance for you. Those are circumstances and opportunities for you to not upgrade. I don't want to say upgrade, but certainly fine tune who you are, how you are, and how you show up in situations, how you show up in relationships, what you bring to the table, what you are cognizant of your natural tendencies. Remember what I said about shortcomings? Remember what I said about, you know yourself. If you give false promises or if you make verbal agreements, but then you break them, if you know that's your regular shit, this is a time for you to sit back and go, why do I do that? How can I not do that going forward? You see what I mean? Overall energy for the month, 2 of Swords. So yeah, a lot of you Aries are coming from a place of ignorance, of being blind to something that maybe you didn't need to be blind to. It was right in your face. Every morning we go get coffee. How come you're all in that girl's face and you're smiling and you're laughing at her? And you're like, huh? I'm just picking up my coffee and my bagel for the morning. What are you talking about? Well, you're always making jokes with her and how come this and da-da-da-da? And you're just like, oh, you think I'm flirting with her? Or, oh, that looks like flirting to people? I'm just being friendly so she doesn't like hold me up. Like in this specific example, just for argument's sake, Aries could have a totally different intention in that interaction. Just devil's advocate argument here, where if I'm nice to the barista and I crack jokes with her, she doesn't stand by and like talk to her coworkers. She's engaged in like finishing up my soy latte or whatever. She's gonna get my bagel to me quicker if you know what I mean? That could be a strategic idea behind Aries' motivation in that one scenario that I'm like giving them the benefit of the doubt for. In other cases, they just really do it and they don't think it's a big deal, but it's a big deal, whatever unfairness Aries is engaged in. Or again, it's a general reverse if the other person is engaged in towards you, Aries. All right. That's just the general overview of it. There's a blindness and, okay, thank you, pick it up. An inability to kind of change those things. If I'm blind to it, if I'm ignorant to it, if I don't see it as a problem, then there's nothing to fix. Convenience. Aries, I dare you not to lay that one as one of your, to not possess that as one of your go-to methods. Oh, if I don't acknowledge it as that, then it's not that. If that's what you think, then that's what you think, and it's not my problem. You see? So a few people are not a few, but there's a considerable strain of this Aries energy, which is very defensive. Well, if you view it as flirting, then I'm sorry that you feel that way, but it's not flirting. And you kind of just like walk on and you're just like, it's not flirting to me. So therefore it's not flirting to anybody else, which is false because we all have different perspectives and different sensibilities. Yeah. Aries, that's your reading for November. Ay, Dios mío. If you liked it, like button is down below. Hit that for me. If you want to leave a comment, let me know how this resonated in your life. You guys know I love reading those things, even though some of them there's been a few that have been deleted. I'm just like, oh, really? Anyway, so if you want to leave a comment, let me know how this resonated. Cool. You can share the video, let other people know you like my vibe or you like the message here. And of course, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. That would be amazing as well. Aries, I will be back soon to do the mid-Novembers. Woo, woo, woo. And like I announced at the top, I will be doing a live for all signs, everybody in the audience, everybody in the collective, during the week of Thanksgiving here in the States. I will be posting to the community page about when that's going to happen, so please look out for that. And yeah, I hope to see you guys then and in all future times, because I love doing this and hopefully you like it too. And I really do appreciate you guys taking your time to watch this video today, all right? Take care. Bye.